we're going to turn around. I'm turning around right now, and here we are. And you're the first time that we've had your organization on. It's the Creative Action Unlimited.
Yes.
Unlimited. But what you're doing is amazing. It really is. Because I wasn't too familiar with it, and I started reading the website and see, because we were talking about social issues here.
Yes.
It's a great transition because
Absolutely.
you are looking at
Social change.
social change. So
Social
let's
change.
talk about what you're doing.
So the show, it's the MoSpace Project. It's MoSpace is the name of the show. And Creative Action Unlimited is a theater and film production company that produces original work that deals with some sort of social issue. Our particular show, MoSpace, is about mothers.
Mothers, and I love what you're doing with tickets.
Yes.
Just amazing. I read that and I go, oh, wow, that's great.
Because
You're putting your money where your mouth is.
that is so
Where your
important
mouth
to
and
me.
your money is, you know what I mean.
Yeah, like as an artist, as a creator, working with other creators, it was very important to me that the entire ensemble be mothers.
You're the director.
I'm the director.
Yeah.
I'm a mom, and I believe that I wanted to work with other mothers, and I also wanted to encourage mothers to come. And I think that arts organizations right now are struggling with diversifying their audiences, and they're struggling with how do we do sense of belonging, how do we do inclusion, and they have the invitation, and it's like you've got to do more than the invitation, you have to make it accessible.
Exactly.
And so if making it accessible says, all right, Black moms, you get a discount for going to this show because it's about mothers, and that's what we're going to do. Single moms,
I love that.
you get a discount
I love
because
it.
this is about you. So that it was just very important that it's not just the product or the performance, but it's really the process and the journey and everything about it.
And you brought two actors
Mothers
with you.
me, yes. So this is Stephanie and
And
Alisa, yep, who are both in the ensemble. And one of the wonderful things about Creative Action Unlimited is that the ensemble works with the director to devise the theater piece. It's devised theater. So while
Devised theater.
It
Explain to me
is.
devised theater.
So devised
See,
theater.
I've done theater, but what is devised?
Devised theater, right?
It's not improv.
It's a little different than improv. I will give a slight definition, but then I'm going to turn it over to Alisa and Steph to talk about how they've been experiencing this devised process. So for us, or for me, it is having these structured conversations after auditions, which are really interesting because there's no script. So it's like, come and talk to me. I want to hear a story. And I chose women who told stories that I wanted to hear more of. And
So this was a creative process.
it was a whole process.
Wonderful.
So I chose women that had stories that I wanted to hear, and I definitely wanted women who had no acting experience but had always wanted to be on stage but couldn't because they were moms, as well as moms.
And didn't have 6 weeks to do it.
And didn't have 6 weeks to do it, and as well as moms who were in theater and film but stopped because they had children. And so it was really having these guided, facilitated conversations, and really from those conversations, what do we want to say about motherhood? What do we want to say about these archetypes of what it means to be a working mom and a single mom or a stay-at-home mom or a white mom or a black mom, or like what are all of the different layers there? And what we found in this process through those conversations is that so much of life, so much of society touches on that one pivotal identifier as mother.
So what is Melissa doing?
Yes. So let's hear about these.
Well, I don't know who wants to go first.
Yes.
I didn't mean to pick one over the other. I just,
But yeah, like,
because she was sitting next to her. That's
Yes. And so yeah, let's hear about this devised process for you.
I love devised theater. It is definitely got my heart. This was not my first devised theater experience, but when I found out about it, I said, yes, I need to do that. I just love the process. As you said, it's creative from the get-go, with writing prompts and working together collaboratively. And we really are just a group of 5 women who have gotten to know each other on a much deeper level. So I feel like I've got lifelong friends now, which is awesome. And I just love hearing everyone's experience. I love people and I love hearing about their experience.
So you're a mom?
Yes.
So tell me about
Yes.
your kids.
I have one.
Okay.
He's 11. going on 25. He is saving for a car
Okay,
already.
okay.
He loves basketball. Eat, sleep, breathe basketball.
Well, that's a good thing.
So yeah, so one of the things that's been a little challenging with this is I've had to miss some games because of, you know, rehearsal and creating and all of
Yeah,
that. But that's the life, and sometimes we have to do, as moms, we have to do what we love to feed ourselves.
If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody
Exactly.
else.
It's like when you get on an airplane and they say, put that oxygen
First, because you can help somebody else. Yeah.
So doing this show, I'm putting the oxygen mask on myself.
Good.
It's just been such a light in my life. So.
Okay, Alisa, do you have an oxygen mask?
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to piggyback on what Steph said about the friendships we've created. I had only been living in the capital region about 6 weeks. When
Oh,
I went,
really?
I'm
Well,
living-
welcome.
I went to a Creative Action Unlimited production, and it was just wonderful. And I never left. I kept going to every event, and then when this project came along, it was especially beautiful for me. I moved here because my daughter's on the spectrum, and she began her college journey at St. Rose. And I wanted to be close to
So where did
support
you
her.
come from?
Maryland.
Maryland, okay.
I didn't know anyone here. I know the mailman now, but I didn't know anyone. And I wanted to support my daughter. So I went to this production, and meeting these folks and getting involved in this project, it's been amazing. I feel like
We've
every
made you
rehearsal-
all feel welcome. though.
Yes, the rehearsals are like play dates.
They are. They are. It's at least once a rehearsal, someone says, "I needed this," or "This is better than therapy," or "This is like therapy." Like at least once a rehearsal, there's that feeling of just kind of like we have, as moms, as women, we've created space for each other, and it's really great that we have that space that we can share.
So let's talk about the production
Mhm.
and where it is and why it is.
Yes. So this year, Creative Action Unlimited, all of our productions are at the Little Theater at Russell Sage College, which is absolutely amazing. The Black Box Theater is
It's a nice,
really
I've
great
been there, it's
space,
a lovely theater.
to do a lot of these original works, and because they take so many different forms. And so what I love, because the show itself, there's three black moms, 2 white moms, and it's really diving into motherhood and all of those things, raising good humans post-Trump, post all of this stuff that has happened,
Right.
quarantine, all of the things that have happened, the intersectionality
Who
of that.
would have thought that we went to, I mean, you couldn't have written a script like this.
I really, really, no, seriously.
Written a script.
The
The pandemic,
all of the stuff, all of the things, and a lot of that, and I think that what we've come to realize is that mothers have taken on everyone's trauma, right? Like who are people calling? Who were people calling when they needed someone?
Support.
Mom, right? When
Yeah.
black men are dying in the streets
Yeah.
and in officer-involved shootings, who do they call for? Mama,
Yeah.
So it's just like moms.
That
take on.
broke my heart.
Oh
It's
my
happened
gosh.
more than once.
Yeah, right, you know what I mean? Because
It's not just that one that we
it's
heard
not just
about.
one, like we call for mama, like
Yeah.
that is mom is something so important and vital to us. And it's just, there is not space for mom on theater, and in the theater, on the stage. There aren't a lot of spaces where we are celebrating and really diving into how difficult it is to be all the things for everyone.
Yeah, and that's what moms have to be.
And that's
They
what
have to
moms
be
have to
there
be.
when things are good, when things are bad, when things go south or whatever, you gotta.
It's mom who's there. It tends to be mom
And
who's
have
there.
that chicken soup ready.
Yeah, right, right.
In your clothes iron.
And the clothes iron and the laundry done, and now like all of the expectations and all of the things, and so
And
yeah,
keep those balls in the air.
I'll keep everything in the air. So.
I joke spinning plates.
Yes, yep. And it's like I love that this comes that the weekends of the performances is the last weekend of Black History Month and the first weekend of Women's History Month, right? It's the perfect bridge.
It's the perfect
bridge. I am a single black mom of 3 beautiful souls.
Oh, tell me about your kids.
Oh, so yes, I have twin 3-year-olds, so it's fun.
Twin 3-year-old. Oh my, I can't even imagine what it was like when they were 2-year-olds.
And so yes, I have twin 3-year-olds and a second grader who is 7, and he's in the South Colony School District. And so and when I was in quarantine, so when like the early ideas of this piece were
Because they were in quarantine with you the whole time.
So imagine that.
Mommy,
4
what
months.
counts? I'm bored.
4 months in the house with 3 children under the age of 5 by myself because I had no partner, right? Like that was the space that I
You
came
were
out
it.
of.
Tag, you are it.
I'm it, for that entire time. And so it's just kind of like those kinds of experiences are what come out of this production. And each one of us, which was amazing, in our conversations, we would like say something kind of offhand, like, oh, I wish I could say this to my therapist. And we found out that everyone in the cast had things that they wished they could have said to their therapist that they don't.
But they can say it there.
And so we created an entire scene about things that mothers want to say to their therapists but don't for whatever reason, right? And so it's like
Because
really,
I must be a bad mom if I feel
exactly.
The mom guilt.
The
is-
Mom guilt. Yeah, I know that. I've had kids.
It's yes, yeah. It's so real, and I'm really excited that this to me is just the beginning of what I want to be many projects that explore all of the different facets of motherhood.
Okay, my question is,
Yes.
what's your background?
I can't
You know, is this something you've done all your life, or something
It
you've
seems that way
wanted
almost,
to do?
right?
Yeah.
I actually was a high school history teacher in the South Bronx for 9 years.
Oh my gosh!
And then I ran an after-school center in Jersey City, New Jersey for a Christian nonprofit at a public school. And what those experiences, they did prepare me for devised
Yeah.
theater. I didn't realize that that's what I was working towards. But with my high schoolers and at the after-school center, my kids couldn't read. Literacy was a real problem for them. And I couldn't put textbooks in front of them and expect that they could get the information I needed them to. So I developed role plays and simulations in order to have them experience history.
So this all works together. Look where we are today.
That's all, and this is what I do. So it's just really, I've always used theater as a way to promote social change and historical understanding or social or cultural understanding, and that's all I'm doing now, just with adults.
And it's an easy way to get your message across without being
Preachy!
Yes.
Yes, yes. There is definitely a need for people to receive what we're saying without it feeling like we're being preachy.
Yeah.
While there might be moments of being uncomfortable, that's when we grow, that's when we learn,
absolutely
right?
You're absolutely right.
But it's not about like making any, like shaming. That is absolutely not what any of us are about.
No,
Because as
no.
mothers, we understand what the shame game can do.
Right. We've been talking with Jae.
Yes.
Jae Gayle, she is the director.
Yes.
Melissa Howe.
Oh, no, this is Stephanie, yes.
Or Stephanie, I'm sorry. What did
okay.
I get, Melissa? That was from another show. That was the one earlier, I'm sorry. You have to forgive me, Stephanie.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
I do forgive you.
I use very few notes, so my brain is kind of, going
fine.
here.
No problem.
And Alyssa here. I knew you were Stephanie.
Forgive each other at MySpace.
Yes.
I forgive you here.
There's an
No
entire
problem.
piece called I'm Sorry and all the things that women tend to apologize for.
Yes.
So even talk show hosts.
Yeah, right, exactly. We all do this. We all do it.
So check out Creative Action Unlimited. It's over at Russell Sage. You won't be disappointed, and you won't be preached to either.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Go, women, go.
Thank you.